Hello. Hola, amores. I haven't recorded a video in a minute, and Spirit was like, speak. Speak. I was about to leave this park and not record a video. I was like, oh, I don't really know what to talk about. And I asked the universe to send me a deer before I came outside even. I was like, send me a deer if I should record a video. And I was about to leave the park. I was like, Spirit didn't send me a deer. I guess it's time to go home. Tell me why I'm leaving. And there were 3 deer walking in the park, like right in front of me as I was about to go to the bathroom and then dip. So I was like, okay. I haven't seen any deer in this park at all this year. And I think that was really just me testing the universe to send me some deer, because I love deer. Deer are one of my favorite animals, and I just love seeing them out and about. And I usually, in my hometown, I see them all the time, and here I don't get to see them as often, so whatever. I guess the universe won that one. But what has been going on in my life recently? Life has been forcing me to sit in the quiet and to be still. And that has I'm going through a period where I have had very prolonged moments where I'm just like completely by myself and I don't really need to talk to people very often. Like, it got to a point where the other day one of my friends, she came back in town and we were talking. The first day that she came, like, we were just yapping, and I literally lost my voice because I have just not talked that much at all in the past month and a half. And with that, I thought I had really grappled with feelings of loneliness in the past, and I thought I really had overcame them, but it really forced me, this period of solitude really forced me to confront feelings of loneliness, and really made me confront how in a way I was imposing that upon myself, and how there's many tools available to make sure that many tools available to me to make sure that I didn't fall into a spiral of self-pity, of sadness, of depression, in the same way that maybe a period like this would have made me spiral into in the past. And it has been such a beautiful summer, a very introspective summer. Like, I have been with all of these periods and moments of quiet, I've just been really, really, really forced to confront myself in a way that I haven't confronted myself in a very long time. And a part of me, I'm just like, okay, like, this is irritating, like, I don't want to deal with this. And then another part has been just very, very liberating. One way, because I know that I'm not the only one that experiences this, like, for many of us, the summertime can be a very lonely period because we are pushed out of our routines, and especially if you don't have siblings or like a really big family, it can be a period where you're just forced to kind of sit with yourself. And a lot of people the summertime depression can be very real for some people. It used to be very real for me, but I've learned how to use those periods of solitude to my advantage, and to really just make something beautiful out of what I would consider an adverse experience. So one, I always talk about it, fucking going outside, being in nature. But then there's also more tangible things where, well, honestly, being outside is tangible. Like, I really can't stress that enough. and adventuring places that you have never been to before, like in your own town. Today, I took my bike to the same park that I always come to. I always come to this park, and but I took a route that I'd never been on before. And tell me why, it was literally like the most beautiful fucking bike trail, like in these hills. And it was just like the trees were towering. It was just amazing. It was fucking magical. It was literally like I was literally in shock, blown away, blown away. And you can the the universe will really surprise you. The universe will really surprise you in those kinds of moments where you just have to step out of your familiar routine. Like maybe take I always do this. Like I always go on different little paths, different little walkways. And even today, I took to sit, well, obviously today, even today whenever I came to sit down and record this video, this is somewhere where I've never been before, and there's a little fountain right next to me that I've never seen. And that was just a little pleasant surprise. I'll show it to you whenever I get done recording this part. But another tangible way to really confront that and not let yourself be consumed by those feelings of isolation is creating. I have been in a very creative era of my life. Like I have really unlocked a part of my creativity that has been very blocked for a long time. I was an artist as a child. I loved drawing, I loved painting, I loved expressing myself creatively. And for a long time I was very blocked because I thought that the world turned me very cynical about creating art and being very passionate about making art, because as a kid I would be the person where I was like, I'm gonna be an artist when I grow up. And my mom would be like, well girl, you gotta eat, you gotta do something. And I was like, oh damn, okay, I guess. And then that kind of just really shut off. And then along with other things, like seeing how things like art school and just institutionalized forms of how do I say this? I don't know how to really frame this statement. How as you get older and as you get more serious about these kinds of like hobbies and passions and turning them into a career or whatever, a lot of people will try to put a rule book on how it's supposed to be done and the way that you're supposed to do it, and that really just takes the joy out of it. And that was something that I feel like the joy was taken out of it whenever I felt like I needed to make my art look a certain way and make my expression look a certain way. And that just really blocked me creatively for many years. And I've begun unlocking a part of my creativity that has just been so closed off for such a long time. And it's really beautiful, because I've gotten to see how my art has expanded into many different mediums. Like I love painting, I love drawing, I love writing poetry, I love writing in general. Like it has just expanded in so many beautiful ways that I wouldn't have even been able to imagine. And it really is about just following your joy, following what makes you happy, and trusting the process. I've learned that with art, it's really about trusting the process and not criticizing yourself or trying to make it look like something else, somebody else's work, because that is really what will take the joy out of it. And I feel like through following our excitement and following what makes us feel excited about being alive, that is what will bring us to the truest form of success, because success looks different for every single one of us. So yeah, that has been another tool that I have been using. And a bitch has been reading. Recently, I feel like this entire year, media has been so incredibly boring to me. I really can't stand watching TV shows, watching YouTube videos, and taking other people's opinions. Like, much love and respect to everybody. Much love and respect to everybody. And obviously stay informed. Do not be ignorant to what is going on outside of this experience, outside in this material world. Do not be ignorant to that. But I have just really become incredibly jaded by the media that is really pushed in this day and age, and I'm just like, this is literally like so redundant, so boring, and I can't stand it. Like, I genuinely, I'm just like, no. Like, shit, like, respectfully, with all the love and respect in the world, shit like Love Island, I'm like, bro, this is so patriarchal. Like, people talk about the gay agenda, let's talk about the heterosexual agenda. Like, genuinely, I'm just like, no, like, I'm not falling into this, and I really don't give a fuck. And that isn't me judging, that isn't me hating, that's just me stating my perspective. That's just me stating my perspective. But I have just really been inspired to create my own media, and that's why I'm being more intentional about creating art, pouring more into my art, and creating my own forms of media, because I'm just like, I don't know, like, it's just something that it feels right. It feels right, and I'm a Gemini. I'm a Gemini, so I like talking. But yeah, I think there's so many tools that we really do. We always have so many tools at our hands, and then distractions like social media and external noise will really convince us that we don't have any power over our situation. But there are small things that you can do every single day that will make your experience feel so much more meaningful and bring you so much more joy in the experience, rather than being pulled into a pit of suffering. Because it really, we deserve to feel good. Inherently, at the end of the day, we deserve to feel good. And I feel like a lot of us, especially in this generation, have been sent the messaging that like, just because we feel a lot of guilt, a lot of shame for expressing our joy and for feeling good about our existence and feeling happy in the world. But that is something that happiness, joy, excitement is something that every single one of us is inherently deserving of. Like, that's just a fact. Every single one of us is deserving of that. And there are many things that are out of our control, but there are also so many things that we do have control over. So it really is about like learning and discerning what is in our hands and what isn't, and then applying those things on an everyday basis that make us feel excited about being alive, even if it's just a very, very small thing, and implementing that and making that routine, making that a lifestyle, making that become your new norm. I think learning has also been because I mentioned, like, I've been reading so much more. I haven't read, like, dude, I'm a slow reader. I'm a really slow reader. I've loved reading my books since I was a high schooler, but I've always been a very slow reader, and I'd always start books, like, multiple books at once, and it was just very unproductive, and I would literally take like months to finish a book. And I have gone through 4 books, and to some people that might not sound impressive, to me that's impressive. So I give myself a pat on the back for that. Like, I have gone through 4 books in the past month and a half, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm proud of myself for that. Learning is something that is incredibly empowering as well. So that's another thing that you could apply if you're feeling like stuck. If you're feeling stagnant, learning is also a really great way to help yourself feel more empowered, help yourself feel more inspired about being alive. And yeah, that's about it. I don't know if there's anything else that I really wanted to mention. I guess I'll speak a little bit on the book that I'm reading right now. I'm reading the book Many Lives, Many Masters. I'm reading it in Spanish. I originally got it my first year of college, and at the time my Spanish, especially my reading in Spanish, was definitely not as proficient as it is right now. My reading in Spanish was just chopped. Even recently, like I feel like reading is one of the things that que me cuesta, how do you say that in English? That it's just so much harder for me to do. Like I can speak pretty proficiently. Writing is definitely my strong suit in Spanish. Like I think writing is where I excel. But reading, bro? No, no. And I feel like I've really, really, really worked on that a lot in these past few years because that's one of the things that I'm studying. I've poured a lot um into learning Spanish throughout my academic endeavors. And this book, this fucking book, I literally started it, girl, like 5 days ago. Maybe less, like 4 days ago. And I'm already in page 72. To me, that's impressive. To me, that's impressive, especially in a language that isn't my first language. To me, that's impressive. And it has just been so, literally, so, it's just fucking blowing my mind. It's just fucking blowing my mind. To me, reincarnation, this book is, okay. So the book is about this doctor who, he's a very traditional doctor. He's a psychotherapist, very traditional, very modern, very much like not out there, very skeptical person. And he comes into contact with a woman named Catherine, and she is a client. One of his colleagues really encouraged her to go visit this doctor, Dr. Brian Weiss, and to do sessions with him. And she was somebody that had really bad anxiety. She was terrified of the ocean. She just had really crippling anxiety that really hindered her from living her fullest human experience. And she had tried all the therapies and all the talk therapy, and nothing was working. All of the medications, nothing was working. And one day they decided to do a hypnosis session. And hypnosis, traditionally in psychomedicine or in medicine, is used to maybe unlock a repressed memory. And that is how a lot of people will come to reconcile with their past and begin to heal. And initially they did that, and then it did unlock the first session that they did. It did unlock a traumatic memory that happened to her when she was 3 years old. But then as she continued, she started describing a lifetime that was not, like, it had nothing to do with her current experience in this body as Catherine. And to me, the topic of, oh my god, the topic of reincarnation is so interesting to me, and this book is just fucking blowing my mind. I really recommend this book. I really recommend this book. In English it is called Many Lives, Many Masters by Dr. Brian Weiss. And I just think if this is something that you're interested in, like, you gotta tap in. It is so, I could keep going about it, but I don't wanna spoil anything. And this is real life. Like, this is documented. Like, this is real life. And to me, whenever you open your eyes up to the possibilities of this human experience, it just brings so much more excitement to the experience, because we can become very cynical here. We can become very trapped in fear, very trapped in our minds, and very just closed off to the magic that can be presented to us in this human experience. And that will make, like, respectfully, like, that's so boring. Like, I really, like, it's cool, like, science, like, everything, like, yeah, like, the what we can see, what's the tangible, like, that's cool and all. But I wanna go deeper than that. And to me, learning, creating art, being outside in nature, and exploring possibility in every single way is such a beautiful way to just give your life so much more meaning, and make this experience a little bit less dreadful, a little bit less suffocating. Because I've come to know that so many things that we put so much seriousness on, so many ways that we keep ourselves inside of a box, so many ways that we keep ourselves trapped in fear it's really unnecessary. It's really unnecessary. And it goes back to what I said earlier, like at the end of the day, every single one of us is inherently deserving of joy. Every single one of us. And it begins with you. You have to give that to yourself first. Nobody else is obligated to give that to you. And once you give that to yourself, once you're able to give that to yourself, because it looks unique for every single one of us. Like, you could not take any of the examples that I have used earlier, like the creativity, going outside. You could ignore all of that. What makes you happy? What makes you excited to be alive? What just fuels you up? What makes you excited? And then pour into that. It looks different for every single one of us, but you are deserving. You are deserving of love. You are deserving of having a beautiful, mystical, magical experience. And you are deserving of joy, of whimsy. I'm gonna leave it at that. I love you. Have a beautiful day. Y'all, speaking on excitement, I finally got a fucking bike after centuries of everybody telling me to get a bike. I was like, okay, I'll get a bike. And I'm about to ride down this hill that I have been dreaming about, riding a bike down this hill ever since I found this fucking park. So it's the little things, y'all. It really is the little things, but you gotta pour into that, deadass.